Steph wanted me to show you how I made this soap mold, but I actually got two of them made. But anyways, are we going? These are the clamps that we got. I'm just going to measure it all out, give you an idea of how cheap it was and how easy it was. What I did is I got all these pieces of wood. They were pre-cut from Lowe's. They're all 1/2-inch pine wood, 1/2 inch thick. These are 6 inches wide and 24 inches long. Yeah, 24 inches long. The bottom one, you're going to need 2 of the 6 inches wide by 24 inches long, 1/2 inch thick. You're going to need 2 of those. Alright? One for each side. And on the bottom, I believe that's 3.5. I'm not sure. 3. Yeah, 3.5 inches wide by 24 inches long. Once again, 1/2 inch thick. You're going to need 2 of those. No, just 1 of those. And then the next piece, you're going to need 1 that is also 2.5 inches wide. That is also 24 inches long. And then you're going to need 4 hinges. No, 6. 2, 4, 6. You're going to need 6 hinges. You want to get it up close. Those are the hinges. I'm not sure what size they are. The second to the smallest. They got really small ones, and then I just got the second ones up. It's pretty easy. If when you get these from Lowe's, they're already pre-cut to length, so they're really close. They're about perfect. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any cutting other than all you got to do is drill, and you've got to cut these here. The top piece, you got to cut that into 3 pieces, and I'll show you why you got 3 pieces of it. But you simply take your pieces, I'm trying to remember which way I put you put the hinges on the bottom piece first, the one that's 3.5 inches wide, I think it was, right? That's my tape measure. Yeah, the one that's 3.5 inches wide, you put your hinges on the outside edges, 2 of them. Just put 2 on each side. Don't worry about the end ones so much. You line those up, and then you take the entire assembly like this. That's how I did it. I put it out in the garage on my workbench, held it like that, and held that in place with my hip, and then I can hold it in place and drill these next 2 pieces in. Those screws actually go through the wood. The ones that come with the hinges, they go through the wood, but all I did is take my Dremel and I just sawed them off and then sanded them down real quick with a grinder tool. Alright? You put both sides on, and then you're going to do the end pieces. The end pieces, these here, you're just going to measure them. You're going to measure that piece to be 4 inches long. Remember, you got one that's 24 inches when you bought it. Okay, you're going to measure one that's 4 inches long, another one that's 4 inches long, and a third one that's 4 inches long, which would be like this for your centerpiece. Alright, so then you've got 1 batch of soap for each side. And basically I took Kim's plans and just basically made it taller so it's not spilling over the top. Instead of 4 inches high, I went with 6 inches high. And then what I did, what's that liner called? This is just plastic liner? What was it?
Shelf liner.
Shelf liner. Got that at
Dollar General.
Dollar General. Cut it to size. Okay? And then I just stapled it. I just folded the entire thing up like this. It's the best way to do it. And I cut around the hinges just so it'll close and stuff like that fine. Pull out the old trusty electric stapler. Pull it tight, you know. know, make sure it's nice and even. Punch a few staples along the bottom, and then you flip it up. And my shelf liner wasn't quite big enough, so I had to staple it along the edge, inside edge, but it's above where the soap goes, because the soap usually goes up about to this. It goes right below the staple line, so it doesn't interfere with the soap at all. Stapled all that into place, and also the hinges are a little long, so you don't want to put this like on a really nice desk or dresser or countertop or anything like that without like a towel underneath it. But what I also did is I just took my bench grinder and I ground down the sides so that the hinge is not in the way, it's not banging, but I forgot to do the ends on this one here. So, but is there anything else that I need to mention? Oh, all in all, I'm going to say the wood, these two pieces, the two 6-inch wide pieces are probably about $2.50 a piece. The one for the bottom is going to be about $2. One for the top, you know, on the edges is going to be about, I think that one there was about $1.80 or something like that. And then the hinges for all 6 hinges was probably another $2. So you're probably looking at spending, plus a liner, probably $12, maybe a little bit more, to put this thing together. And it's pretty simple. Am I doing okay or what? Anything else that you want me to tell you?
Well, you want to show
I'm dead tired,
the
but-
clamps that you...
Oh yeah. These handy dandy clamps I got these from Harbor Freight here in town in Huntsville. And I'm sure they're pretty much everywhere throughout the country. But they're like the perfect size. They're not too big, they're not too cumbersome. They just really cheap. They're like $1.99 a piece. They had them on sale last week for 99 cents. I didn't get any though. So, but you just clamp them down, and there you go. You're ready to go. And also, what I did is I measured from the one side to the other side. I put a mark here for Steph so she can get it dead center where this goes, where this center piece goes.
You can tell on the tip that I do too with my paper how I use the clips to hold my paper on the top.
Yeah. Steph puts her wax paper on top of the molds all the time. Okay. What she'll do is this: once you pour the soap in there, you can hold it together with your hand like this. Let loose the clamps, slide it down, and just clamp back over again, like that. Grab your next one, let it loose, clamp back down, and then you just run one more right over the top. There you go. Covered, no dust, no whatever, you know, residue or anything like that gets in it. So, and with that shelf liner, it scrapes off really clean, comes off very easily. It doesn't tear up.
And the credit.
How many times have you used this since that liner's been in there? Probably.
Oh,
10,
good number. Yeah.
10, 12 times maybe.
And I have to say though, the credit of the liner goes to Amina because she had used that in her round PVC mold, and I thought, you know, this would be great to put in my molds. And I just happened to find it at the Dollar General, and I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So yeah, I mean, and it is awesome. I mean, I have had like no problems with it. It scrapes off so easily.
Actually, let me go get that roll that we got out of the garage. You just get up close to that and show them what it looks like.
Okay.
Let me see what that is.
I got a little bit of soap under the thing there, it looks like. But this stuff is great. I mean, it does not, I mean, I've had like no problems with it at all whatsoever. Okay.
It's Shelf and Storage Liner by Magic Cover. 18 inches by 4 feet. And one of these is not quite enough. Well, I use one roll for this entire thing. That's why it was short right there. If you had 2 rolls, you can do Or if you had 3 rolls, you could easily do 2 of these molds, you know, and get that lip covered. It just wasn't quite enough room to get all of that in there. So, but it's like Rigidity or whatever, rigid on one end. It's kind of. You might be able to hear this on that end, and then it's really smooth on the other side. So smooth side out, obviously. How's that?
Works for me.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right.
So hopefully this will help you guys to, you know, if you want to make them, or, you know, if there's any questions or anything, I'm sure that, you know, Brian here can answer any kind of questions if we've left anything out or anything. So, okay, that'll do it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.